Good morning. Like I said, my name is JoDitt Williams, and today we're going to be talking about the word of the year. I don't know if any of y'all have ever done this before, but I kind of discovered this a few years ago that people, instead of at the beginning of the year doing a New Year's resolution, they just picked a word of the year to kind of be their focus or their intention for the year to just. And there's, I think, some people who do this who are not Christians, but of course, we're doing it as getting a word from God on what He wants us to focus on for the year. And I love the Word of God. I love His words to us. They can be so powerful. Like one word from God can just change your life, right? But also, I love how God can speak volumes through like just one little word. Like you can take one word and go throughout the year as you meditate, as you search and just do different things. Like you can just be like, oh my gosh, I never knew there was so much to one little word. And I wanted to give you a few examples of what has happened in my life. This is one of the first ones that I remember. So the word was acceleration, and so I tried to kind of make it visual, what does it look like to accelerate? And I'll be talking a lot about that more, making things visual, because the language of our conscious mind is verbal. So, that's our talking that we do every day, but our subconscious, that is where your emotions live. That's where your beliefs actually are seated in your subconscious. And so that's actually directing our paths more so than we realize. We think we're choosing and doing all this stuff, but actually our subconscious, it's kind of like, picture an elephant and there's a little mouse riding on the elephant. Okay. So the elephant is like the subconscious mind. So the little mouse on top is like our conscious mind. So the little mouse can decide, okay, I'm going to go this way, and start walking down the back of the elephant, maybe, backwards towards the end. But if the elephant's moving this way, it's not going to get very far, or, so that's kind of the picture. And so making things visual really helps to get it into, because visual communication is the language of your subconscious mind. And so that's why I'm big on making things visual. And they don't have to be perfect and completely beautiful and all this stuff. They just, like this. This is kind of messy. But like it's stuck in my mind. And how many of y'all know when you see something, you remember it a lot easier than just hearing it or reading it. So anyways, this word came up many different places for me at the beginning of 2019. I heard it in a sermon. I was reading a blog post and saw something about it in there. And then Patricia King had a whole, and I was really kind of plugged into her at that time, and she had this whole deal about acceleration. And so I made this page, and it says 2019 is a year of supernatural acceleration. And I just kind of wrote down some kind of what that means: move faster, gain speed, to hasten the progress or development of. And I've got a scripture here, Zechariah 10:1, and then also to bring about at an earlier time. Now then, a couple of months into the year, I was scrolling Facebook and something caught my attention, and it was a conference called 100X Acceleration. And it was a kingdom entrepreneur type thing, which, I was in business and, interested in that kind of thing. And it just kind of, the guy who was doing it is, pretty loud and out there and whatnot. And normally I would not have been attracted to that thing, or, not really my type, I guess, kind of not, but just, something that I would want to be involved in. But because of that name and because I had done this, it caught my attention. It was like God was saying, listen up, look. And so I wound up there was a conference in Dallas, so I wound up going and joining the program there, where there was a guy who, and this was all virtual, but he did, that one of the main reasons why I joined is because Keith Ferranta, I don't know if any of you have heard him, but he's very prophetic, and he would do weekly sessions where he would get on. Sometimes he would just play his guitar, but he'd have words for people and just kind of trained us in the prophetic. It was amazing. And I would have probably missed out on it if I had not done this. So that was a cool thing. Another one that I did was just align was one of my words. And I'm going to show y'all more about this later. But just, coming into precise adjustment. And I was trying to think of some of the other words that, one of them, and I don't think I have a picture of it, was connect. But what I got was connect with joy, and the joy was like stood for Jesus, others, and yourself. So connect with joy. And that was, I made this little poster thing and hung it where I could see it every day, and that just reminded me, because I'm naturally an introvert, and so it's I have to make an effort to reach out to people, to connect, and to because it's more natural for me to just be at home by myself and do a little thing and whatnot. So that was a great reminder for me. And so they can take on many different forms. God can speak to you in different ways. They can be surprising or just whatever. So what we're going to do today is we're going to ask God to give us the word. But the way we're going to do it is we're going to do kind of a visual activation. And so he may give you something that may not necessarily be that particular word, but then we're going to do an exercise where we're going to make it more visual and that will need to appear. So does everybody have a blank sheet of paper and a pen or something to write with? So we're going to ask God some questions, and we're going to listen. And I have other teaching and stuff on this, but we're going to be using our imagination. And that's a great place to connect with God. He created our imagination. And He uses his imagination. I believe he had in his imagination the whole world and everything before he said, let there be light, let there be animals and all this kind of thing. It was in his imagination first. So we're going to go into our imagination, and also we're going to take a few minutes to just breathe, because that helps us to kind of switch from just being all calm and in this active brain, kind of switch our brain waves to a more the theta brain state where it's easier to hear God. I'm going to turn on some music, and I'm just gonna, y'all can close your eyes, and I'm just gonna kind of guide you in this activation. Okay, start by just focus on your breath. So just take a deep breath in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. And just continue just focusing, like just really notice your breath. And we're going to spend just a few minutes just breathing in and out. if your mind starts to wander and think about other things, that's okay. Just bring it back to your breath and just continue to focus on your breath. And you can also just focus on the fact that we are loved by God. He is with us right here. Will you just bring a smile to his face? Just kind of sit in his love. Now let's kind of visualize, like in Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. So just picture yourself with Jesus. In green pastures, beside still waters. Maybe you're just walking along hand in hand. Maybe you're sitting down or laying in the grass, just looking up at the sky. But just feel like his presence and how you just feel so safe just knowing that he is right there with you. And you just feel so comfortable with Jesus. You just feel like you can be yourself. You know that there is no condemnation, that you are just fully loved. And you've already had all you want to eat and all that you want to drink. You're no longer thirsty or hungry. You're fully satisfied and you're just enjoying being with Jesus. And now Jesus takes you by the hand to lead you to follow him. Just gently, but you can see in his face the excitement. He's excited about something. Then he tells you, "Come, look, I have something to give you." And so we lead you over to this huge tree. You go around to the other side of the tree, and he has this gift for you. This huge rectangular shaped box. It's about as tall as you are. And his face is just so excited. He's like, open it. And so you begin to open this package. And it's you can see that there's a frame around it. It's like a wall hanging, something to hang in your house on the wall. And this is where you get to just really use your imagination and see what it is. Maybe it's a photograph, maybe it's a painting, a piece of artwork, maybe it's just abstract artwork, maybe it's a scripture beautifully illustrated, or maybe it's one single word. But just continue opening up that box and tearing off that paper and just look at what it is that is inside the frame.
Yeah. Thank you.
And as you're looking at that, how does that make you feel? And then you look at Jesus. So look at every detail of this. What type of frame is it in? What are the colors inside? Is it real detailed, or is it just bright and vibrant? Is it the same, or has it changed since you first looked at it? Just notice everything about it.
Stu.
When you're ready, you can get your piece of paper and just begin to write any words that come to mind because of this gift that Jesus has given. You can just begin to make a list, or if there's a big overarching theme, you can put that word in the middle and draw a circle around it, and then just it's kind of like you're brainstorming. This branches off of this. They remind you of this word, and that reminds you of this word. So just begin to write down, and it can be a word that, like if there was an object in the picture, car, you can put car, or if you can also encourage you to write down how it made you feel and things that would describe it. You know, like was it soft and peaceful? Or was it vibrant and joyful? Adjectives like that, and then how it made you feel. And then write down anything else that comes to mind. Scriptures, quotes, memories, just anything else that comes to mind, just write it down. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make it more visual. Some of the things that you got, I'm going to show you some different ways that you can do that. My word was align. And so I wrote the word align, and then I have lines going through the letters that are all aligned. So see, that's the way that it gets visual. And then I put some of the definitions, and I'm also going to give you a worksheet and some other things that you can do to dig more into your word. Here's one that I did on rhythm. And so the way I even writing the word is a rhythm of colors, and then kind of going through the page. So that's that more visual. I don't know if y'all can see this one. My word was audacity. And so I did it in very bright, bold colors, in pink, very hot pink and orange. And then had, triangles of things that were, really audacious as not soft and smooth, and, were bold, loud, and, triangle kind of things like that. And then I got the word alive. And so I drew this here. And it has little leaves on it where it's coming.
I can do hangman.
Stick figures.
Stick figures.
Hangman. That's what
Everyone
it
wants.
can be as simple as like, we need some.
Maybe not we, but I.
There we go.
Let me rephrase that. Okay, that makes me more
Very good.
happy.
I just made a smiley face out of that. Okay. Sitting. Dancing. The letters are just dancing. Yeah. So, okay. So what I want you to do is the things that you wrote down, is there an overarching theme? Is there one word that you think represents all of that? Before we get started, we can kind of talk about if anybody, and so this exercise for today, it doesn't have to be your word for the year. So we're kind of practicing and just showing you some things you can do. So pick a word. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm stuck with this word for you. So pick a word, and we'll do this exercise, and we're having some fun. And then, you can sit with God later, and if there's another word, you can do something else. Okay? So, does everybody have their word that they're going to use for today, or do you want to? Does anybody need help with? How was that exercise? That's right.
Cool. Cool. I like the way you ask questions, like to get more details, because then how do you feel? What are the colors? What does it look like? That really helps.
Yeah, visualize.
For me, it was kind of like what she said. All I had to do was kind of ask. Even as I was walking towards
Good.
the box that I didn't know there yet, it felt like the Lord and I were already talking about what I was going to write down. So when I opened it up, it was a conversation we got already been through.
Cool. I love it. Was there anybody who didn't actually visualize or see or resident click on? Okay, so let's make these visual. So somebody give me a word and I'll help you. Harvest. 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 I didn't really did it. Harvest. So one thing that is easy to do for any word is to just first of all make some big block letters. So and what I'm going to do is just make a block on the. It's going to be the left on most of the letters, but it might be different depending on where the downstroke is. So kind of the A.
Do these things just live in your brain and you just push a button and they just start filling in?
I guess. I've been doing this a lot. And I'm going to run out of rain. So, but I'll show you what we can do here. So you can draw things like inside here. So with harvest, you can draw kind of things which you love, maybe wheat. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Corn. Yeah.
Corn, good. Yeah, because it's also coastal.
Yeah. Round bales. I was going to say plow because, after the harvest, the next thing you do is plow. But plow's kind of hard to draw.
So, we could have done, like, for the A, made an apple for the A. Really.
No, it's not a plow. I'm being real simplistic. The V. Is it a V? Or is it the angle of the A going down? I would think either way. So,
Wow.
whatever.
Both handles like an old timey.
Yes. Hunter. I was seeing one of those letters as maybe coming up and becoming then a tree.
And I'm telling you,
A tree?
the tree. Yep.
And a stick. And you do that with the T. What?
Oh, yeah.
Monster.
I get the idea.
Yes, not.
That was okay. Give me another word.
All this talking about.
Okay. Give me another word. So I have a mountain. What? Mountain? Mountain is your word. And I hope that don't mean. What did you say? Mountain top.
No, the one.
So,
The mountaintop is like I come from Monterey, and over there and on that part of Mexico, there's a lot of mountains. Yeah, definitely. So you can take a day, a whole thing, and shoot it else. And I really don't.
shit.
And